Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my May 2025 dividend income update, so don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So I share this with you every time that I can anyway, in the hopes that this will inspire you to start your own dividend investing journey, even if you don't have a lot to spare each month. And I share this because I think that everybody can invest and everybody should be able to invest, and it's not as scary as it seems, and I hope that these videos inspire you to do that. And I've been investing for over 10 years now, and everything that I share on here is not financial advice, it's just me sharing my journey in the hopes of inspiring you. Now, I have all of my investments held within a stocks and shares ISA with Hargreaves Lansdown, and I really recommend their service and their platform. I'll leave a link below to that if you want to have a look. But let's get started. So I've been paid twice during the month of May. Two of my holdings have paid out. But one of them, as you'll see, is a fairly big payment, which is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, so the first one I got paid from is Aviva. I've had Aviva in my portfolio for quite a long time. Like I said, I've been investing for over 10 years now. And I think I first bought some shares in Aviva in that first year. And when I had to sell all of my investments a couple of years ago, Aviva was one of the ones that I held on to or tried really hard to hold on to. I had to sell way over half of them in terms of half of my portfolio. And in fact, I've sold most of it now. Oh, I had sold most of it. I am rebuilding it. But Aviva was one of the ones that I've held for a long time because their dividend income, as you'll see, is really good. But because I've held them for so long, the capital gains I've got on my investment, i.e. the share price, how much it has gone up by, combined with the dividend income has been really, really positive. So I haven't added to this holding for quite a while now. I'm focusing on other aspects of my investments and holdings. However, Aviva paid out in May £238. For context, April's dividend income was £4.64, so to get even one, imagine if every holding in my portfolio paid out that. That's just such a big number. And it just goes to show that over time, when you keep on adding money to investments and reinvesting and don't touch it, it can grow into something fairly spectacular. The second one that paid out during May was my fund, Vanguard Life Strategy 60, the income version of that fund. I get the income version because I'm focused on building an income stream. I used to have a really big holding in Vanguard Life Strategy and then I sold all of it. So over the past year, I have been working on getting this back. Now it's only very small, and so the dividend income reflects that. So they paid out in May, and it pays out once a year, £8.49. So the total for May 2025 is £246.49. Now, my dividend journey used to be about early retirement now, so I get this question quite often, as in, why don't you use the money for other things? Why are you still continuing doing this? A, because I want to show that anybody can, but B, this now will have to supplement my pension. So I log on to my pension, probably not as often as I should really. And because I worked part-time for the first 8 years of my eldest son's life, my pension is really, really small. And so now, not only is this investments, but just part of a journey anyway, this will now have to supplement my actual pension. And I know you can do self-invested pension plans, I know that. And I do clearly pay into a pension as part of my job. I always have done. But because I've worked part-time for quite a lot of it, so, well, it feels like quite a substantial chunk of that so far, I know that anything extra that I can get that will help supplement my pension is never going to be a bad thing. And so that is why. And then when I think about it, so when I used to talk about early retirement, I used to talk about, well, this income this month would pay this fixed expense. So if I talk about the £246.49 I've got this month, although it has been reinvested and it always is reinvested, this would actually pay my council tax, my water rates and my phone bill. So 3 fixed expenses would or could have been paid with the dividends that I received in May. That's so good. And again, so for context, last month was £4.64, would have paid for absolutely nothing. But it's good to kind of work out what that would pay for. Now, these are all reinvested. I don't take the money out because then that's how I get it to grow, especially because I don't have a lot of spare cash to invest. The dividends that I receive help bump that up. And so the next thing I'm going to share with you is my visual representation of that, and then I'll share with you, as always, how it's looking overall so far. So if you're not new to my channel, you'll know that I really like visual representations of things. I regularly use visual representations of all things, such as my no spend day planner, my budget, my things like that, and my dividend income is no exception to that. So as you can see from this graph, the numbers are so vastly different, and so almost laughably so. So January I got £3.96, February I got £20.53, March I didn't get anything, April, like I've said, was £4.64, and then this is May at £246.89. Wouldn't it be amazing if I could get it so every single month was £250 a month to put into whatever else? I am fairly quietly confident that in the end I will hit that. So my first goal at the moment is to average out £100 a month. Then it'll be £250 a month, and then £500 a month. And I think at that point, I think that will take me an incredibly long time, to be fair, given how much I can invest. But again, investing is very much a long-term game, so we'll see how that goes. But that's the visual representation for that so far. I'm wondering what June will look like in terms of, June's not a bad month, to be fair. I don't think it'll be as much as May. And then July and August will be zero. So, again, it's not consistent either, which is another thing in the long term I will have to look at. But that's the visual representation for that. I'll then share finally what it looks like overall and how I'm doing in terms of what I've invested as well. So finally, this is the overall kind of picture of this year. So I said at the start of the year, I made a promise to myself that I would invest cash into my stocks and shares, ISA, into my investments every month, no matter what. And so far, somehow, I've managed to do that. And I get to the end every month and I'm like, I can do it, and it's literally leaving me with pennies in my account before payday. But we're getting there, and it's managing so far. So there you go. So you can see. So I invested £100 of my own money in May, and I got £246.89 in dividends from that account. Well, it's the only investment account I have, to be fair. Oh no, it's not. It's not at all. I have my free trade one that has like £70 in it, but I never touch that. That used to be my experimental portfolio, but it's no longer nothing. It isn't anything because, I should look at that one day as well. But anyway, so if we scroll down, so the total I've got for 2025 now is £276.02. And I've invested £550 overall. And considering that the fact that I've managed to invest that at all, I am really proud of that, because it sometimes is literally leaving me with pennies at the end of the month. But I've made that promise to myself, and I intend to stick to that regardless, even if it's £10 or £20 or whatever. At least it's something that I'm trying to put towards the longer term. And then I can scroll down, but these don't really mean as much because this monthly average is divided by 12, and obviously we've not had all the 12 months in the year yet. And likewise with the amount of cash that I've put in, likewise weekly, likewise daily, they're all divided by the number of 12, 52 and 365. So it's not quite an accurate representation yet. However, this bit is, and I am pleased with this number particularly. So that is my dividend income update for May 2025. And like I said, do this because I hope it inspires you to start, because you'll learn really quickly along the way what works and what doesn't, and what your own risk tolerance is, and what your strategy is. And so, did you invest anything in May? Did you get any dividends? Let me know down below. I love following people that talk about their own dividend income journey. I follow lots of people on YouTube and Twitter about that. Not Twitter, X, you know what I mean. Because I like following that. And some people, especially over there, have insane amounts that they get paid every month, and I could only dream about having that. But this is my journey, a very different journey to the one I thought I'd be on, but it's a journey nonetheless. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.